So the first thing when we receive our tent from the lending library is we're going to take this big cover off, and I'm going to go ahead and show you all the components that are inside of this tent pack, because when we actually go and are preparing for our trip, we're not going to want to keep it in this case. We're going to want to take out the different components. So first we have the floor saver. Go ahead and set that aside. And then we should have the stakes. Then we're going to go ahead and pull out all of the tent from this bag. It should be rolled up nicely into this big burrito looking kind of thing. I'm going to go ahead and unroll this over on the ground. So I unrolled it, and as you can see, this right here is the rain cover, and then we have the actual tent part last. I'm going to go ahead and unroll this part, and there should be more components within this. Now this part is all nice and unrolled. As you can see here in this long bag is our tent poles. When we are getting ready to go on a trip, we're going to want to divide up all of the tent gear between possibly 2 to 3 people. So you're going to want to take the poles, the stakes, and the floor saver, possibly give that to one person, and then the other person has the rain cover and the actual tent part, or you can divide it up more. Just make sure that one person isn't carrying all of it. It'll be way too much weight, and then that person will not have enough space in their pack for any of their personal gear. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to set up the tent now. When setting up our tent area, we're going to want to clear the area of any large rocks, sticks, make sure it's on flat ground. We don't want there to be any hills or anything, because we don't want blood rushing to our head or our feet while we're sleeping. First, we're going to grab our floor saver, which if you're confused on which one that is, it'll be one of these 3 bags. So here there's a very long bag, that's our tent poles. There's these 2 smaller bags. The one that says Alps Mountaineering and is a little bit wider and taller and bigger is our floor saver. And here's going to be our tent stakes, but we don't need those quite yet. So we're going to have our floor saver. I'm just going to pull this by pinching down and pulling. Open it up. And then we're going to go ahead and lay this out. There is one component of the floor saver that's kind of important. You'll notice that one side has these black straps at the end, and then the other side has these orange straps. So let me go ahead and lay this out for you and show you what the difference is. So I've laid the floor saver out, and it's probably pretty hard to see on camera, but the sides with the black straps at the corners, this side is a little bit wider than the orange strap side. Your head is going to want to be here, and the same way with the tent will have black straps on one side and orange straps on the bottom side. You're going to want to make sure you lay that out, and if there is a slight hill where you're setting up your tent, make sure that the black side is at the top of the hill. Also, if you're not sure which way to lay your floor saver, come over to the side with the orange straps and find this tag. The tag should be facing the ground, or it should be laying on the ground. Next, I'm going to go ahead and grab the main black part of the big tent, and we're going to lay that down, aligning it with the floor saver. So let me show you how to do that. When we unrolled our tent, this big brown part will be the main part of the tent. If you're confused, you can unroll it and you'll find meshing, and that's how you know this is the tent. So I've gone ahead and laid out the tent on the floor saver. How I know this is the correct way is, one, the mesh material will be facing up, and then the bottom of the tent, this shiny part, is facing down. Then go ahead and go to each corner, and you'll notice that on the tent it has 2 corners that have the black straps and then 2 corners that have orange straps. Just make sure every black strap is lined up with the black strap of the floor saver, and same with the orange strap. See here, those match up, and those match up. Next, we're going to go ahead and want to assemble our tent poles. So you're going to take them all out of the bag, and then they should pop together. So let me show you that. Opening our bag here, you'll notice there's a bunch in here. Kind of just pull all of them out. They're all bronze. And then it's kind of hard to tell what is what you kind of just have to start constructing. This will take up a large amount of space, so make sure there's nobody to your left or your right that you will accidentally stab. So, as you can see, they have a string connecting them. Make sure we do not stab this string. And then one side of the pole will go around that silver part. So let me show you that. Just like that. Then we just keep going down the line and doing this. There will be 2 very long poles and then 1 short pole. And yeah, just make sure all of these get constructed and then lay them out. If you can see here, these are our 2 long poles. You'll notice that there's a bend. It's important to navigate where that bend is and lay them out together. And then here is our short pole. And yeah, this is how long they will be when they're all constructed. We're going to go ahead and lay them out on the tent, how they're supposed to be. I'll go ahead and show you that. So how we laid it out was we took the 2 long poles and laid them crisscross. If you can see on the pole, if you navigate where the bend is, there's a shorter distance from the bend to the end of the pole, and then there's a longer side that's longer from the bend to the end of the pole. It'll go out like that. Go ahead and make sure that the side that has the shorter distance from the bend to the end of the pole corner, that end where it's shorter, is lined up with the black strap end of the tent. So if that's confusing, just make sure when you put the poles in or lay them down, the bend is closer to the black side of the tent. And then if we come down here, you'll notice on the tent there's 2 holes on the end of the strap and 1 on the floor saver. We're going to hook this little black end of the pole into the second hole of the tent and into the one and only hole of the floor saver. And then go ahead and do that on all sides. The poles will start to bend up, just let that happen. So right now I'm just holding the poles up now that they're all attached into each corner. You can see the bend of the pole is right there. If you go down to the tent, we can go ahead and let these drop, it's all right. If you go down to the tent, you'll see these hooks. So we're gonna wanna take the rod going from this corner to that corner, hook these on there, and then same with all of that. So it's helpful if you have a buddy holding up the poles and then someone else hooking, or 2 people hooking, 2 people holding poles, etc. Get help. Now we have it all set up. It should look like this. It'll look a little droopy. I just took this big hoop and put it around one of the poles. Now we're going to take our little pole and go from this hook on this side, string it under, hook it here, under these poles to the other side, and that will help prop this up more. Now that we've put that hoop in, you can see the tent is pulled nice and tight. Next step is going to be putting the rain cover on. So putting the rain cover on is a little bit difficult. I definitely recommend getting an extra set of hands, but it's sort of the same situation where one side of the rain cover will have black straps and the other side will have orange, and then you just line those up. So I can't really film myself pulling it over. It's quite difficult, but pull it over, twist it around, make sure that the black straps are with the black straps and the orange are with the orange. So I'll show you once it's done and show you those straps. So I finally got the rain cover on, and then if you look here, the rain cover straps just has this little tab that's orange and then attaches to the floor saver. So the tent is completely put together now. We just need to use the stakes to put it into the ground. Since I am in my backyard, I'm not going to do that, but this is it completely set up. And then, yeah, that's how you do it.